welcome to part 1 of my series, How to Make a Crossbody Bag. Now, if you haven't got your pattern already, please head to the link in the description and that will take you to where you can subscribe to our newsletter and receive your free crossbody bag pattern. So it's so comfy, so practical, and it's a great pattern. So to start off with, in this video, I'm going to show you how to cut out your fabric. So you can see in the video here, I am cutting out the fabric from an upcycled skirt. I love upcycling and reusing existing fabrics. It saves them going to landfill and it just gives them a new lease of life. So this skirt I don't wear because the zip is a bit dodgy on it and I always feel like it's going to pull open, but I absolutely love the fabric. So onto the fabric, I am pinning my side panel, and this is cut 2, so I'm going through both layers of fabric. My strap tab, and that is cut 4 out of the main fabric. So you can see I've put it in the bottom left hand corner. I'm going to cut it out once and then I'm going to move it up and use it to cut again. And then the zip panel. So the zip panel, I only need 2 of that. So I'm only cutting it out of the top layer of fabric. So you can see here when I'm cutting it, I'm lifting it because I only want to cut through that top layer and I want to save the underneath layer, that nice big bit you can see there, for a pocket, an inside pocket later on, which is in a later tutorial. So I'm cutting out the zip panel. I've cut it out as a big rectangle and then I later cut it into 2 smaller rectangles, but on the pattern I've designed for you, I've done it in 2 smaller rectangles with notches on just to make it that little bit easier. So you can see here I'm reusing the side strap tab. I've moved it up a little bit and I'm cutting around it. So now I've got 4 cut out of the main fabric. Then last, I just need to cut out the side panel, and this is cut 2. And it's quite chunky at the top because I'm cutting through darts, which are at the top of the skirt, but I'm going to reinforce these a little bit later, and I think it's going to give it a nice shape to the bag, and it's kind of a hint that it used to be a skirt, so I do quite like that effect. So this big bit I'm going to make into a pocket later on. So I haven't quite got enough material in the skirt to make the full bag. So this is a small piece I've got left over from when I made some trousers a couple of years ago. So, and you can see it fits the bottom panel perfectly. It's like it was waiting for this project. So this is the bottom curved panel, piece 1, and this is the longest piece in the pattern, and you only need to cut 1. So I've got a single layer there, and you can see in that top right hand corner it only just fits on. So I'm going to cut this out and I need just 1 of those, and that is going to be the curved layer around the bottom of the bag. I think the black will look quite nice with the black in the leopard print and give it a bit of a different effect. And it's just a small piece I had left over from another project, so it's really great to reuse fabrics. And then all of the little scraps you can see and all the little bits that are too small to use will all be recycled because I am 0 waste and I don't want to waste anything. Okay, now for the bottom pocket. So I've kind of measured how much of a pocket I can get out of this, and I'm actually going to use this for 2 bags. So even though I'm kind of cutting in the middle, I've kind of measured out, making sure I can use it for 2 separate crossbody bags because everyone needs more than one, right? So I'm using my ruler. It doesn't look it from the angle of the camera, but I'm making sure it's at right angles as I measure it out. And I'm not using a normal pen, I'm using a friction pen. And for those of you that don't know, the friction pens look like a normal pen and you can draw on them with fabric, but when you heat it with an iron and press it with an iron, they disappear. So they're really great to use for sewing projects because they show up really well on fabrics and then they iron out. So just go right ahead and cut it once you've measured it out with a ruler and your friction pen. There we go.